Hey guys, Dan Malone here for MassLive.com, joined by Mark Chiarelli of the Maroon Musket and the Massachusetts Daily Collegian. We just wrapped up things here at McGurk Stadium for UMass's 24-14 win over FIU. Mark, it was a pretty ugly game on an ugly day, but it was a big win, a win they needed to kind of close out conference play 1-3. If they had been 0-4, that's pretty much a disaster given the hype coming into this game. We saw a lot offensively in terms of production and yardage. Maybe a few miscues that kept a lot of points off the board, and a lot defensively from a unit that was kind of depleted. What did you see out there that kind of made you, if you don't feel good about this game for UMass, at least have a little bit of hope heading into next week?
I think seeing them when it was 17-14 and it felt like they didn't have anything going, to see the offense come out, go on that long drive, and see Front Apple hit Michelle in the back of the end zone. And I think Whipple spoke about it. Mark Whipple spoke about it after the game. He said it felt like there was some anxiety on the sideline, and that kind of cured it. And I think if you're a UMass fan or if you're a member of that team, that's something you needed to see in order to think, hey, we might actually be able to win. We might actually learn how to do this.
Yeah, well, anxiety, not just for the players. I think there's a lot of anxiety for fans, both here and at home, because they got on the board first for the first time all season that UMass scored first, and it looked like, oh, this might be a game where they can go out and put up 40, 42 points. I know I had projected that they would score that many, and then when they just kept stubbing their toe over and over, the fumbles that turned into scores. They have a blocked field goal. They turn the ball over and down in FIU territory. It just seemed like one of those games where, oh my gosh, they're going to blow this one again at the end. And to see them go down and drive and then force a 3-and-out on the ensuing drive defensively, I think was huge. And that defense came up pretty big today.
Sure, it did. And I think that gets lost a little bit because obviously it's the first win. It's the last win before the MAC play starts. But that defense did. And it came up big without two starters on the defensive line. They lost Khary Bailey-Smith this week to injury. It was not a full defense by any means, and they made a number of stops on third down when the offense didn't have anything going. Yeah. And I think that surprisingly kept them in the game, even though when they look back on it, I would assume that they would notice that they left a lot of points out there.
They did, but a couple points they didn't leave, or 3 points, I guess. It's at the end of the first half. Logan Laurent, who's the team's punter, he comes in and now is apparently the place kicker.
He just kicks everything.
He kicks everything. He drills a 48-yard field goal, which you'd have to go back to the days of Brendan Levigood to have a field goal that long for UMass. And the sidelines erupted, the stadium erupted. It's kind of a Bronx cheer, I think, a little bit. But I think the team has to feel at least a little bit better about the situation going forward, and they're going to need all the help they can get going into what's going to be a pretty tough MAC schedule, I think.
Absolutely. You needed answers. You needed answers, and you needed to feel comfortable, and I think, but at least for now, Logan Laurent provides that for the team.
Yeah, we'll see how they do going forward, but here at McGurk today, they got a big win, and we'll see if it can kind of carry over on the road against Bowling Green next week. Mark, thanks, and we'll catch you next week.